Like,
Welcome back. This is Chili Devs, and I'm back to another video. I'd like to welcome back all my subscribers and all my new viewers. This is the channel where we talk about personal finance. We also talk about passive income through dividend stocks. If you're new, please click the subscribe button and click the notification bell to get my frequent updates. Well, today's video is going to be about 0% interest credit cards, and then we're going to go over my FICO score. We'll talk about the 5 factors that create a good credit score. So we'll go over to Nerd Wallet. Okay, it says, how do 0% APR credit cards offers work? So essentially, once you reach the higher credit scores, like above 700, you get 0% credit card offers. That means that you've been, um, you know, good with your credit, and we'll dive into this article to talk about or read further. It says a credit card with 0% offer works like any other credit card with one key different. It doesn't charge any interest for a duration for 0% period. Okay, this makes an effective tool for financing a large purchase or paying down high interest debt transferred to the card from somewhere else. Okay, uh, what does 0% mean on a credit card? The annual percentage rate, or APR, on your credit card is just another term for interest rate. With the typical credit card, you're charged interest on the revolving balance, meaning you don't pay the bills in full. You carry the debt next month, you pay interest on that. Okay. So when you have a 0% APR, there is no interest charge from month to month, even on the revolving balance. Um, and it goes on to talk about what is APR. The purchase APR is interest rate that applies to things you buy on the card. At 0% APR for purchase, gives you the ability to buy something with the card and pay it off with no interest. Isn't that cool, guys? Okay, so it says card issuers have 0% periods as a way to attract new customers and get them to use in the credit card. Okay, so essentially, I've got probably 2 credit card offers right now that I've been offered so that I could go use the card for 15 months. Okay, so I've got one with Chase and I got another one with Fidelity. Okay, so we're going to cover my credit score, and you'll see that I sit well into the 700s. Okay, we're using Experian. Experian allows you to look at your FICO scores. And as you see, I have for a FICO 8 score, I have a 741. And let's take a look at my Equifax score. Um, Pretty much I have a 745. So I have the same score, a little bit different on Equifax because they count different accounts. And then lastly, one of the more favorable ones is TransUnion. Uh, this was my first bureau that showed that I had good credit. I've essentially over time worked up so where even on Equifax, I still have a 745 FICO score, and on Experian as well, I have a 741. So pretty much I'm in a positive range. I'm not an 800 score yet, but I'm in the mid 700s. I'm able to get those 0% uh, credit cards. Okay, as we talked about earlier in this article, what does zero APR do for you? It allows you to make purchases on a credit card for up to 15 months. Now, what they don't tell you about the issue about 0% interest cards, if you fail to pay off the balance before the 15 months or whatever the introductory period is, you pay all the interest from that 15 months. Okay, so if you do have a 0% interest card, like I do, you want to pay it off before the 15 months. Okay. But so as you see, I have solid FICO score, 740, a really good FICO score, not quite 850. And like I said, this is work that took me about 2 to 3 years to get this score. So 741 and 745 is my highest FICO score. Now we'll go over to Credit Karma. Okay, here we are on Credit Karma. It actually uses the Vantage score. So here I actually have a 780. Okay, so this is the Vantage score, not popularly used by banks, but it is a educational score as a way so that you can, for free now, see what your score is. Okay, so next we'll dive into the TransUnion report. Um, I still basically pretty much have an excellent. So let's see here. Okay, here we are in the 5 factors. Number one, you have payment history. Number two, you have credit card use. As you can see, I use 16% of my credit card balances. Number three, no derogatories. Number four, my score has dipped a little bit as far as credit age, for the simple fact that I opened a couple of credit cards recently. So instead of 6 years, I have 5 years credit age. Also, I have total accounts, a little over 102 accounts, and I have rare inquiries. So I have inquiries of about 4, as you can see here. So this is my TransUnion report. And like I said, you can get most of this data here in this Equifax, in this report here. Let's see. Okay, so that was TransUnion. Now let's look at the Equifax, which is a little bit lower, but I've had to work at it. Again, it's an educational score, and pretty much I have the same factors here. I've got excellent payment history, haven't missed a credit card payment in about 10 years. Also, haven't missed any accounts there. As far as credit card use, only 16% of all balances. And then lastly, no derogatories, and very similar as the other account. I have 102. I only have 98 accounts here. So this has to do with, again, all the bureaus do not track all your account information. So one bureau may track that you have 8 accounts, and another bureau may track that you have 5 accounts. In this case, this is what's happening here on my Equifax account. Okay, so lastly, we'll cover another bureau or another tool I like. I like to use credit.com. So we'll take a look at credit.com. And credit.com again shows you my Vantage score, shows you I have a 778, very similar to Credit Karma. And lastly, shows again the same information. Payment history, debt usage is still a little high, but I have excellent credit age. I have excellent account mix. Pretty much account mix has to do with how many different type of accounts you have. So I have 8 credit cards and 1 mortgage and no R loan and two student loans. So that's the account mix. As far as age, as I mentioned earlier, I have about on average 5 years age because of the recent credit cards I opened. But in overall, I have 17 years of history. And the only factor I need to work on here is utilization. So debt utilization, I use in 31% of my $51,000. Okay, so that's my debt usage there. And again, I have excellent payment history. Looks like this is one probably about 10 years ago. But again, overall, I have 1 negative missed late payment. And again, they do actually specify I was a 30-day late. So it wasn't a 60-day late, but it was about 10 years ago. So they did ding my score there. Now the inquiries is a B because, as I mentioned, I had opened 2 accounts recently in the last 6 months. I think I opened a Chase and I opened an Amex, but overall, pretty much I still have a moderate 4 inquiries. I don't plan on opening up anything else this year, but as you can see, I pretty much have a solid credit score. Okay, so again, how do you get the 0% APR offers? Keep your credit score in the high 700s. And what does the 0% do? It allows you to not pay interest. So this was my video today on personal finance on credit cards. I'd like to thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and I hope to see you guys on another video.